Beyond the shimmering canals of Venice lies an island shrouded in darkness, a place of sickness, death, and torment, a place where the past never rests. This is Poveglia. In 1921, Dr. Vittorio Albiani arrived at the asylum on Poveglia, tasked with studying the mentally afflicted. He believed he could silence the island's legends with science. He was wrong. The patients feared the island. They spoke of shadows in the halls, voices in the wind, hands gripping them in the dark. Dr. Albiani dismissed their fears until he heard the whispers himself. One patient stood apart, a man who never spoke, his face hidden behind an old plague doctor's mask. Every night, he stood at the barred window, staring at something unseen beyond the shore. One evening, Dr. Albiani discovered an entire wing of the asylum locked away, untouched for decades. Inside, rooms lay in decay. On the walls, symbols carved deep into the stone. And then, he heard the laughter. The patients were waiting, kneeling in their rooms, eyes vacant, whispering in unison. When the doctor asked what they were doing, a single voice replied, "Preparing." That night, the island changed. The wind carried voices that did not belong. The air grew thick with the scent of burning flesh, and the masked patient stood in the courtyard, waiting. Dr. Albiani locked himself in his study, writing furiously, desperate to explain what he could not understand. "They were right," he scrawled. "The island is not haunted. It is awake." The doctor turned, sensing a presence behind him. The masked patient stood in the doorway, but the mask was no longer old and cracked. It was new, and it was smiling. Dr. Albiani did not flee. He did not disappear. He continued his work. Each night, he took notes, documenting what the others would not. He still walks the halls of the asylum, as he always has, watching, listening, waiting. No one vanishes on Poveglia. No one leaves. They simply become part of the island. And the island never forgets.